Welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today we're trying something very, very special. Now this also came from Mr. Todd Trent, one of my patrons. He sent me this sample, and this is Rare Hare, 1953, 111 proof. Now this is the Playboy Spirits release. They did a tequila before, and now they've done a Kentucky bourbon Rare Hare release. Now this is a 17-year-old Kentucky bourbon that was then finished in cognac casks, and this is a very expensive bottle. This is like $500-ish for a bottle of this stuff, which is pretty wild. That's super expensive. So let's see. I mean, maybe this is the best thing since sliced bread, and it's totally worth $500. Hard for me to imagine, but let's go. It's got a very nice burgundy with copper hues color. Beautiful, beautiful. It's doesn't have much in the way of legs. Almost no legs. That's very odd. I would expect a 17-year-old Kentucky. There's some little legs for really missing on legs. That's very interesting. So I'm expecting this to not be super oily. Let's take a look. Whew. The cognac is very forward. Very dark, very rich. There's that green. Man, that note is hard to describe. It's like a melon. I think I mentioned it before. It's like prosciutto wrapped honeydew. It's like a savory, sweet, melony, meaty kind of note. I get this on here. Like prosciutto wrapped honeydew melon. Not a large amount of oak for being 17 years old. It's there, but it's just not dominant. Lots of citrus. Tons of citrus. The cognac finish at first nosing is like huge in your face. It choked me for a second. But then it really calms and mellows down into the background. Now it's all fruity and oaky and vanilla and citrus forward. Let's taste this thing. That tastes pretty damn good. Wow. It's like interestingly enough, this is 111 proof. It drinks like a liqueur. It's so sweet and creamy and seemingly low proof on the palate. That's really weird. The nose is way spicier, way more alcohol forward than the palate. That literally drinks like a liqueur. And for his little legs, and it's starting to have a little legs in the glass. It's really weird. Look at that. Now there's legs. When I first did it, there was hardly any legs. It's like it seriously needs a minute in the glass to come alive. There was no legs when I first poured this, and now there's pretty great legs in the glass. So it is super creamy and oily, and it totally threw me off there having no legs like that at first. That's really odd. It's like it needed that little bit of alcohol to get out of the glass. Cinnamon raisins, that melon, prosciutto wrapped melon note. There's almost a hint of acorn squash, which wild, weird, but there it is. And that dark, rich, plummy, candied, raisiny note is pretty prevalent. And then the palate comes across like a creamy liqueur. Wow, that's a wild experience. That's a really interesting whiskey. Would I spend $500 on it? No. If it fell into my hands, would I be sad? No. That's really good, really different. But man, I just can't justify the price tag. $500 for this. There are better things out there for half this cost. But that's really interesting. Thank you so much, Todd. I'm so glad to get to try this. I would never have purchased this, I don't think. But I actually like it. The nose, I like less than the palate. The palate is wonderful. The nose is a little pungent, a little... abrasive is not the right word, but it's just not... It's a little rough. It's a little ragged on the nose. But then the palate is just... it's just creamy and delicious. And there's, the oak comes forward on the palate. And all that creamy, delicious, fruity, dark savoriness was actually really great. Wow. Good job there, Rare Hare. Playboy bunnies. Are there even Playboy bunnies anymore? I don't even know. I'm so out of touch with what the hell's going on in the world like that. Does Playboy even have... do they still make send out... do they still publish magazines, or is it just all online now? And if so, are there still Playboy bunnies? Like, what's going on? And why are they making whiskey now? And tequila. It's odd to me. I have no idea what's going on, but here we are. It's pretty great. And like I said, as soon as I push play, the flies all come out. It's amazing. Freaking Florida. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Todd. That's amazing to try. Until next time, I hope you guys have a great day.